Well, hello out there, all my DIY artsy crafty friends. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hello, welcome. My name's Dee, the Messy Perfectionist, and on this channel I am sharing my journey and love and experience of all things that are DIY artsy crafty. Today I am sharing with you another flip through, first impression, and book reveal of another adult coloring book that I received recently. I know nothing about this book. I wanted to just have something random that perhaps by an artist that I had not been familiar with, and I didn't look at the ratings. I just saw the cover and the name and I thought it looked pretty and took a shot in the dark, and I was like, if I really hate it, I will return it, because there are a few books that I have gotten, particularly one of the Halloween books that I recently got that the art is nice, but the quality of the book is so terrible, and I'll do a flip through of that book. But as I mentioned in one of my other videos, I have a few I would say spooky season-ish adult coloring books that I was waiting till we got more towards October. So today we have Myth and Magic. It is by Kinuko Craft, an enchanted fantasy coloring book. So I have not even looked at this book. Again, I try to really, when I do get new materials that I plan on sharing on the channel, I want to experience it with you guys for the first time together to really give you my most authentic first impression of it is, whether that's good or bad. And I would say I'm mostly happy with the things that I have done reviews or reveals on. I would say just there's the one of Paradise, mythographic Paradise, that I felt like I was really trying hard not to be negative with that book, but just did not like the hidden objects in it. So yeah, first impression of this, it is very pretty. The cover and quality reminds me similarly to Johanna Basford's books that I've gotten. Here is the spine. Publisher is Amber Lotus. Let's see, the back of the book, I'm trying to see what it retails at. It's probably, oh, I can barely see it, but it looks like US $12.99 retails for. I believe it was cheaper than that on Amazon. As with all my flip through reveals of books, I will not read you the entire book, but I usually will read a little bit from there and try to leave enough space during the flip through on pages with writing so that if you do want to pause the video and read it, you can. We'll go ahead and read this, and it says, immerse yourself in the enchanted fantasy world of Kinuko Craft, celebrated contemporary illustrator, painter, and storyteller. Transcend time and space as you color to life these 40 lavish illustrations of goddesses, angels, fairies, princesses, and mythological creatures. Craft's vast body of work includes award-winning illustrated books of classic fairy tales and cover art for fantasy novels. Very cool, did not know that. Looks like copyright 2016. Here we go. Oh, that's pretty. I like when there's like things on the inside of the book covers as well that you could color if you wanted to. It's very lovely as it is, even on its own. This belongs to page, it looks like here, that you can color in and complete. Looks like this is the image from the cover, yes, of the little fairy with the unicorn. Lovely. It looks like we have a little excerpt or introduction preface from the author illustrator here. I'm not going to read all of this to you guys, but I will go ahead and make sure my hands are out of the way here in case you do want to pause the video or return to it later and read this and learn a little bit more about her. Okay, so looks like pages are single-sided. That's always nice. Quality of the paper is good. It's thicker than laser paper. I would say the paper style is similar to Johanna Basford, maybe not quite as thick. Don't know what the weight of the paper is. I would say definitely put a sheet of paper underneath this anyway. If you are going to use marker, I could guarantee it will bleed through. You can kind of see through it a little bit, but it is not that kind of shiny, you know what I mean when I say like laser paper. And I just reference that because sadly I have gotten some books from Amazon that were just really terrible quality paper, and it just ruined my experience. I feel like I felt like it was the quality of like children's coloring books, which, you know, are fine if you're using maybe crayon or something, but not great for using, say, your Prismacolor Premier pencils or things like that. But I definitely would put paper underneath it still. But yeah, the quality is there. I'm very hesitant, I've noticed. So here's a tip, I guess you could call it. But Amazon has so many adult coloring books out there. I've noticed the ones that I have not been happy with, say independently published. I don't know if that's like they submit the art to Amazon, but I just the quality is not consistent, and generally the paper is very, very thin. Little mermaid here. Oh, I didn't even notice. So it does say the title of the art piece. That's nice. So let me know in the comments down below if you guys would like to see one of these pages completed by me, and if so, let me know which page that you would like me to color, and I will try to tackle that one for you. Eastern Vision. That's pretty. I tend to like ones with cities, and yeah, that's nice. I like the angel. The huntress. Very pretty. So I am noticing a lot of, say, the shadowing is already done here, and though that can be helpful sometimes it can be a little bit hindering, depending on how you like to color. So in looking at this image, I'm just not sure. At first I thought this was a moon background, but the orb light kind of goes around them, so maybe that's all it is. Maybe it's a glow, supposed to be a glow. First I thought it was a mistake when I saw this line go through the wings, but yeah, so I'm not sure how I would tackle that. Kind of an animal mandala type style. This one's called Dragon Dance. Little dragon in there. I have been wanting to color a dragon. Maybe we'll try that, even though this is kind of dragon with the woman. This is an interesting water scene. I don't know if she's mermaid-ish or, oh, she's kind of like an octopus. Pretty version of Ursula. That's what it makes me think of. This one's neat too. This one has a lot of potential, I feel like. Good enough too. They will hold up to like your watercolor pencils or my Derwent ink tints. Oh, that's interesting. She's like, oh, her reflection is of cheetah face. So is she a woman who thinks she's a cheetah, or a cheetah who thinks she's a woman? It says wild reflection. A lot of dark on this page as well. So yeah, you can't really do as much maybe coloring as you would want to, say, in the water, but you know, sometimes things like that are kind of no pressure, because you can just color with the grayscale. And I have another book I will show you probably in my June reveal of completed pages that is very heavy grayscale and is one of those books that I was just talking about with the quality paper is really kind of not good. And I just kind of keep that as what I call my lazy coloring. That's what I do a lot of times in front of the TV, just to do something creative and not just zone out for, you know, hours if I'm feeling lazy. I like this little fairy. Another angel. Some orchids. Birds. Oh, okay. This is my favorite so far. Little fairy girl with her best friend, her little doggy friend. I really want to use watercolor on this. I do want to use watercolor pencil on this. A very dressed up unicorn. This is very old style looking. It's interesting. So a lot of grayscale. So those of you that love that, you will probably really like that. I know some people do not like heavy grayscale, and that can be a deal breaker for you. So, you know, you can see it here in the video and decide for yourself. I don't mind it in some of my books. I wouldn't want it in all of my books. I like a variety because it just depends on how I'm feeling that day, like many of us. Guardian. She is very Joan of Arc-esque, don't you think? Oh, this is interesting. There's a woman here and she's like, my first thought is high-fiving this creature here. I'm not sure if it's, I thought it was a lion, but I think, is it a boar? That looks like kind of like a boar face maybe. Oh, it says Beauty and the Beast. This is very pretty too, of an angel asleep. Oh, this is lovely too. Oh, that could be so fun. I love her hair so much. And the owl. Very neat picture. It's just kind of fun objects. It's called Night Song, but the first thing I thought of was in Lord of the Rings when the elves are leaving. Another mermaid. Water scene. Another dragon. It's like a dragonfly. Oh, it's called dragonflies. Dragonflies. Neptune's daughter. It's lovely. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I think there's some really fun, unique art in this book. I haven't had any books with angels in them, so I really like that. I have something now with some angels and fairies. I have one that has fairies in it, and that's that book I was mentioning earlier. I will have to show you guys. It's beautiful art. Dragon, phoenix, and flying lizard. Is that the same as the cover? There's a lot going on here. There's people, animals. called Beloved. Lovely. Another angel, just beautiful. I feel like there is a lot that you could add to this to make it your own too. You know, she has good detail here, but there's a lot that you could, you know, add your colors and textures in your background, your sky. It's a very cool picture too. It's called Mask. Aww. This one's called Snow Sprite. Very cool. I have been really wanting to color a winter theme picture. I have a book that I want to do a flip through as well, but waiting for the season, and I'm also waiting to open it up and look at it. It's like a little present to myself and to you guys when I do that. I have a few that are for spooky season that I have not fully looked at. One I did flip through most of it. The other one I haven't looked at. It's a Mythagoria one, and then I do also have for Christmas season, I have Johanna Basford's Christmas one that I have not really flipped through yet either. That's cool. And that is it. And this little lovely dragonfly at the end of the book. Do hope you enjoyed this flip through of Myth and Magic. I certainly did, and I know that there will be pages that I will color in this for sure. Let me know what you guys thought below. If you found this video interesting or something in it helpful or useful, or you like content like this or adult coloring in general, be sure to check out some of my other channels. I do have color alongs. I do have first impressions of a few art supplies, and then of course my book reveals, but I do show my completed pages monthly or bi-monthly depending on how much is getting done, but I do plan on doing one for June soon. But until we speak again, I do thank you very much for watching, and until we meet again, remember to take time for yourself, be kind to yourself and to others. Bye.